PBKC is your entertainment destination for poker, table games, OTB, Paddock live events, and exceptional eats. The Paddock restaurant is perfect for meetings, corporate functions, parties, fundraising, and more. Call 561-683-2222 extension 199 and book your next event today. Welcome to PBKC Picks, broadcasting from right here at the Palm Beach Kennel Club in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm the host of the show, Mike Jameson, for Noah Carbone, Ernest Christian, Pat Rooney. We're actually taking the week off. We're going to catch you next Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. for more PBKC Picks right here on all social media. But now sit back and relax and enjoy our best of. We've been doing this show now for almost 2 years, and we have a lot of great analysis. We have a lot of bad analysis, and we have a lot of good times. So please sit back and relax. Enjoy the best of PBKC Picks right here at the Palm Beach Kennel Club. And we're going to see you 1 week from today for another live show, and enjoy the week. One of the cool things, though, and Ernest will like this, is the Drake curse continues. Drake made headlines by placing a massive multi-million-dollar wager on McGregor, and he subsequently lost. So we're happy about that.
I am too.
Yeah. Drake.
You're probably into Drake now that you're young again.
Can we get Drake? We're a partner. Drake. We're partnering with Mike. Tell him, tell Drake to use our QR code.
Drake, get on Hard Rock Bet.
Wow.
Here in Florida. We're marketing partners with
We are
Drive.
so marketing. You come in and free cheeseburgers or whatever, but we are marketing partners, Drake.
We're marketing partners. Please bet with us. Oh, man. More information, Drake, at pbkennelclub.com/Hard Rock Bet. And that's what happened in the MMA. But God. McGregor, I guess, is scheduled. I guess they paid him to do at least one more fight. So he says he's coming back. So
Drake, you know where to bet it. Right here.
Give me your dream foursome, past or present. Like, if you could go out today, who are the three other players, golf players, family, whoever it is, that you would want to play 18?
Well, I mean, that, in a weird way, that's an easy question because it'd be my two sons and my dad. So those are my.
That's awesome.
Now, I have to say that. So but I legitimately, maybe my one son would be a little bit tougher because he's tough on the golf course. But I assuming he's in a good frame of mind. Mm-hmm. That's my dream foursome. But if you're talking about like pros, obviously I'd love playing with Tiger. I'd love playing with Jack Nicklaus. I'm trying to think of a third, maybe Arnie Palmer, somebody like that, or Ben Hogan. You're always thinking like, but in a weird way, would I want to play with them and then have them look and be like, this guy sucks? Like, what are we playing with this guy for? So that's kind of a tough question in that sense, but I played with a lot of pros, and I played with a lot of celebrities and stuff like that. For the most part, they're generally good people and they're fun to play with. Every once in a while, you get a goofball, and it's not as much fun. But that's the great thing about golf. I've always said this: you can go out to any course, public, private, anything. And go as a single and say, can you guys match me up with somebody and match you up with three other people? And 99 times out of 100, mm-hmm. 99 times out of 100, I can't think of any other situation in life that this happens. You will get along with three other people you do not know for 4 hours and have a good time with them. And after you're done, for the most part, be like, hey, give me a call. Here's my number. You would never do that. I can't think of any other situation in life. Be forced to spend 4 hours with three strangers and actually end up having a good time after it. And that's why I truly love golf, is because it affords you the possibility of playing with people that you don't know, and they might stink or be a lot better than you or whatever, but you can still do it and commiserate with each other because you've all done the same things, that bad shots and bad luck and all that. And that's what I love about golf. So, yeah, I mean, I put my dad and my kids in there, but you could almost put anybody in there. And like I said, for the most part, I generally had a good time playing with anybody that I've been matched up with.
That's awesome.
I mean, I'll go Tiger. That's obvious. I'll go present day. I'll probably go Scotty. And you said 3 or 4?
You're in a foursome, so it's 3 other guys.
3 other guys.
3 other people.
And for giggles, I'll go Charles Barkley.
Okay.
Just to laugh.
Mine made first and foremost. John Daly's got to be there
For laughs.
I'm bringing Shooter McGavin because I love that movie, and then I'm probably going to bring Michael Jordan just because it's going to be really, really competitive. So.
The birds beat the birds.
Oh, 2 birds.
Yeah.
But in
Come on, Seattle.
I mean,
what
a
are we doing here,
Seahawk
bro?
is much larger than
Is
an
London
actual
up for this game?
Falcon.
Is London playing this game? First off,
Shout out
we
to
don't know
Seattle,
for
though.
sure.
Shout out to Seattle for just being a nice place.
they are a nice place, man. The bucket list for me to go to. But
Right.
look, Seattle, and
It's a
they're
nice
they're
place,
the
yeah.
team in the NFC is like that can make things very interesting in the playoffs because this team is probably the best teams in football. Seattle's they win in a runaway, honestly.
Yeah, okay.
If I
sorry.
had to take an actual Seahawk versus an actual Falcon, I would take
Yeah.
a Seahawk, and I'm going to do the same in the game.
There you go.
Those Seahawks, you ever see them like in a Jersey Shore and growing up? If you had French fries on the beach, those Seahawks, forget it. They were
Really?
all over your stuff. We call them seagulls. Is that the same?
Yeah.
Not even close. I'm not picking a seagull to beat up an actual
Seahawk.
falcon. So a Seahawk is like a massive bird that will mess you up.
The real birds.
Yeah.
But seagulls used to
Seagull.
used
I
to
don't
come
know
in
of any
swarms.
football teams named the Seagulls.
Yeah, well, there was a baseball team, I believe, in
They should.
South Jersey that was the Seagulls.
Scott says pigeons beat the con.
Yeah.
The pigeons beat the now we're going to go into our sports betting picks of the week. He's not here today. His name is Noah. He usually is here on the show, and there's a reason. He's always talked about it, and he's playing in the Masters. Noah Carbone is there. That's him.
My
There he is.
God!
Look at that bicep.
The beard's
Is that
done.
been
You
AI
see that guy?
generated?
You see that guy?
His arms aren't that big, are they?
No,
Look at the veins bulging.
Pat, to be fair, he did say he stopped eating sugar and carbs for the last month now. So maybe we're seeing something going on. I don't know. I'm just talking out here.
You could cut that arm off and fry it up and have it for the Masters dinner.
See, I wish I could bet
Put some
on
bacon in
him.
the arms, man.
Right now, he's plus $1 billion to win the Masters. But I think my pick in the Masters this week is going to be Cameron Young. Pat's been talking about him.
I
I've
say
been
Noah,
watching
like-
this guy. Yeah, I'm not betting on Noah. $50 on Cameron Young to win right now at plus 2,000. And I'm getting a 20% profit boost, which adds $200. $50 to win $1,250. That's not bad.
That ain't bad.
Not bad.
He's a good player. I would lean towards Cam Young as well, but I can't go against Scotty. I think he's focused. I think he wants to prove that whatever's been going on this spring is nothing. He's going to figure it out. And he wants to. I think he won the Masters 4 years ago. Then he won it 2 years ago. So he's on that pattern now. Like he wins it every other year. So this would be every other year. But I wouldn't count Rory out. I really want to see how he plays tomorrow. If he has a really good round tomorrow, like a 68 or something, he could do it. If he has like the 75 where it's like, hey, I just glad I got through and did everything I needed to do to win this. But I think Rory's got more in him than that. I think the talent level, but I'm going to go with Scotty.
The great thing about golf, I love about betting especially, is the fact that even if you bet the favorite, you have good value. There's no guarantees here. So
Sure.
you still getting more than double your money. So even if you get Scotty, which I will bet Scotty to win it at $100 to make $650, it's still a good bet. It's still good value on that one. So I'm going to go Scotty for the winner. And then for a top 5 placement, I'm going to go Jordan Spieth actually on a top fiver here to bet 100, make 870. So.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. No, I think there's a lot of value. The Masters with the
I'm
favorite
excited.
being plus 500. I think there's definitely a lot of value in betting it this week. We got Masters Week.
Hey, it's here.
And we're in Masters Week. One of the questions that our producer Jake came up with that I really like is every year, obviously at the Masters dinner, the winner of the Masters the year before gets to pick the menu. So this year, Rory hosted the champion dinner yesterday, and
and featured a menu of yellowfin tuna, Wagyu filet mignon, and seared salmon. What's on your menu the year after you win the Masters, Pat?
Well, I'll answer that in a second. But if you noticed a lot of the food choices there, they weren't specific to Northern Ireland. And they asked Rory during the press conference, "Why did you pick those foods? Because they're not necessarily." He's like, "Well, I wanted to enjoy the meal too." So, it was. And I don't even know if he said it to be funny, but I'm like, "Yeah, boy, that hurts if you're Irish." But for me, I'm going simple. It would be steak, baked potato, Caesar salad, probably my favorite Boston cream pie for dessert. But I know a lot of these guys feel the pressure, like if you're John Rahm and you're from Spain and you got to come up with some paella or something from Spain and all this other stuff. But if it was me, I would keep it extremely simple. The nice thing about that dinner, from what I've heard, is they will fly in the food from wherever you want it. So if you wanted a steak from Gibson's in Chicago or a Caesar salad from Burns in Tampa or whatever it is, that's what they'll do for you. So you get to pick the best of the best that you've ever had, and they'll bring it in there and make it for you. So, I wouldn't go too crazy. I wouldn't go like cheeseburger or anything like that, which some of these guys have done. I wouldn't go that sort of basic, but I think steak. If you're going to go Italian though, like veal parm or chicken parm or something like that with spaghetti would be good too. But I wouldn't go nuts with it. I would keep it very simple.
So no hot dogs, huh? No hot dogs, no burgers.
I'd have no hot dogs, but I think guys have done that, and it's I don't know if you want to. You want to bring it up a little bit more than that. But if you're talking about an unbelievable cheeseburger that you've had from somewhere, you could dress that thing up a little bit.
Yeah, so I wanted to be a little fancier since, hamburgers and hot dogs are not necessarily, I guess, cool for the Masters. So for me, it'd be simple. I'll go grilled salmon with wild rice, keep it healthier, not white rice, and not good for you really, and black beans. And then for dessert, I'll go fat kid Carvel ice cream cake. Always. Every year, my birthday, I get ice cream cake for my birthday, no matter what.
Fudgy the whale cake.
Darn right. That's right. Let's go. Every
like
year.
That.
May 1st. Let's go.
Mine would be I'd fly Chef Juan Yu in from the paddock to make some lamb chops.
Ooh,
but I'd probably go all Italian. I'll be honest with you. I would. Like you talked about chicken parmesan, pastas, great pizza.
Jeez.
That's what I would do. But, that was Rory's choice was a good one. And I'm sure, other people have their opinion. So go ahead and give us your take on what your champion's dinner is going to be.
I'm trying to fast right now. You hear you throwing all these. Both of you guys throwing these great meals. Now I'm not going to eat after the show. Good Lord.
Yeah. Let's talk about the game. The Eagles' title defense ended on Sunday night with a 23-19 loss of the broken 49ers.
Who got more broken
Kittle
during
was
the game.
hurt. They were without a lot of starters like all season long.
So you paint
Noah went to the game.
You paint the picture.
Did you go to the game?
You roll into the city, right? You roll in there on Friday.
He was there.
He was there?
You go down to Rittenhouse, and all the buildings are lit up in green, and everybody in the whole entire city, the dogs included, the dogs are wearing little shirts, little Eagle shirts, right?
Yeah, it's cute.
And
What about the
everybody's
cats?
excited.
The cats too?
I didn't see any of the cats, nor the fish, or any birds, or any of that. But I did see the dogs are wearing full Eagle. Everybody has it. Everybody, go Birds, the whole thing. All right, we're ready. And then we put that product on the field on Sunday, and it was the most miserable experience. I might retire from traveling to football games after this one. Okay, I get my seat, right? We're like 5 rows in the end zone off the thing, and everybody's coming by, and Jason
Sounds
Kelsey
expensive.
and his
This is very
wife
expensive.
is there, and everybody's excited, Slay, and everybody's saying we're high five, and Howie Roseman comes by, and everybody gives a big cheer when they used to boo him 5 years ago. All this stuff, right? And then my seat's open on my right-hand side. I'm in section 111.
Nice
This is
seats.
important. Section 111, row 4. Okay,
High
this
roller.
is important. Seat 21 or row 5, seat 21. Right.
Okay.
Guy comes in, and this guy had to be the guy. You know when there's a guy for a team that's like the Raider guy or
of course,
everybody has a guy.
Right.
I get the guy. I get the guy, the San Fran guy, and he has this Transformer helmet on, right?
Oh,
The
sounds
Transformer.
awesome.
And he's hitting buttons, and it's playing this music and stuff, and he's flipping, and the shield's coming down and up, and he's hitting, and his name was Reyes. He had his name on the back of his shirt, Reyes, right? So Reyes is here, and his wife, and they have the things popping, and he's scoring, and he pops the hood, and he's in my face, and the fans are. So Reyes, overall, not the worst guy. He was actually I don't want to say but Reyes but the guy behind me, all right? So, okay. So whoever to whom it may concern, okay? Row 6, section 111, seat 21, maybe 22. The absolute worst season ticket holder I've ever experienced in my life for any sporting event or anything ever. This guy complained when we ran. This guy complained when we threw the ball. This guy at the end of the game. I'm like getting ready to drop dead here from the anticipation of this game, and we're driving down the field. And he's in the back. There's 2 minutes, 40 seconds left, and we're down by 4, and he's chirping something about, like, we got to run the clock out and leave him no time. And I'm like, what are you talking about right now? We're losing right now. We got to score. Like, we're not going to catch the ball and run and kneel it or anything. We're going to score. We have to score, and we have to score right now. Can you please be quiet? This guy was the most insufferable fan ever. I don't know why you subject yourself to this. You hated every minute of it. You hated the offense. You hated the defense. You didn't know the name of the backup running back. You're like, oh, yeah, well, that guy, he's pretty good or whatever. It's like Tank. It's Tank. His name's Tank. This guy, it was – so imagine this, we're losing, and this guy, he's yelling, and he's saying all this stupid stuff, and it took every bit of me as a person to not turn around and be like, can you please?
So you're saying the Reyes guy was cooler than the Eagles fan?
I'll take Reyes. Like, if I had to be in a room and watch a game, me and Reyes with his Transformer helmet, and I remember when I was 12 years old and I had a Transformer helmet, but
probably not as nice.
And it barely fit because of the size of my melon.
What?
But, so, yeah, and it's like, and then we put that product on the field. Here's the biggest problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Eagles have become, the fans have become so accustomed to success. We booed way too early. We were literally one-score game. We were never more than one score behind or whatever, and the fans just started getting on the players. That does no good for anybody. Just so everybody knows, there's not one player on the sideline or in the huddle when you start booing them, like, you know what? They're right. Let's get out there and try to play better. That does not happen. And the energy got sucked out of that building, and it was lights out. It was
I don't know
terrible.
I don't know why you're surprised by that, though. This is Eagles fans in a nutshell.
Yeah, I know
In a nutshell.
when we're doing our podcast and people come by and start booing, it kind of throws me off too.
Yeah.
But you should this is what the Eagle fans do all the time, though.
It's the Eagle fan.
You know, it is what it is. But
we need positivity.
So how was
like, you can't win a Super Bowl every year.
Listen, I agree with you. Know what you're saying. I'm just saying
could.
that the large part of the base is this is the way they act. Now they're entitled. They went to winning 2 Super Bowls in 6-7 years, and now they feel like they're entitled to a Super Bowl every year. I get it, but the Niners.
Try watching the Phillies sometime.
I mean,
it's so predictable. I'm actually happy last night. They scored 4 runs. Like, it's not in one inning. Like, my favorite is when they score 4 runs in the first inning and then get 1 hit the rest of the game, which is what they do a lot. It's so painful to watch this team. They're so predictable. They have guys up there that all they do is strike out or hit home runs, and it's mainly strike out. And it's like they have no guys that are up there in situational hitting or anything. Everyone's swinging for the fences every time they're swinging out of the zone. They have a guy, because JT Realmuto, their catcher, who is 100, and they should not have brought him back, but because they have nobody else who's been hurt, they have a backup catcher named Raphael Marchand. This poor guy, I think, is 2 for 51. He's batting 0.54,
but he can catch.
And they keep putting him out there.
He's catching.
The manager, they had a situation the other night when there was runners on 2nd and 3rd. It was late in the game, 8th inning. I'm like, all right, coach, put in anybody to hit. We're rolling with Marchand. He's going up there. Easy. He's as close to an automatic out as you could have. You could roll a pitcher up there, and he'd have a better chance. And I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, this is clearly, like, situational negligence on the part of the manager and everything else. You are batting a guy that cannot hit. He literally can't. The poor guy can't hit, and we're going to put him as one of our 9 guys out there to hit. It's so frustrating. Watch, the bullpen stinks. The starting pitching can't even get past the 4th inning anymore, which was one of their big things last year. At least they could pitch into the 7th or 8th and then have the bullpen explode. But now we get it in the 5th inning. They do not hit. If you look at the runners left on base, it's ridiculous how many of the Phillies leave on base constantly. It's so predictable. Again, based on last year and the year before that, if you go from the World Series to the National League Championship game to the wild card game and you keep losing, guess what's going to happen this year? You're going to keep losing if you keep running back the same guys. They're not extra motivated. They're not all of a sudden going to turn it on. It's horrible to watch this team. And if you watch the Phillies games now, look at the stands after like the 5th or 6th inning when they're losing. Fans are leaving in
really?
droves. It's not like before where they'd hang out and be like, maybe we can come back. Those stands are empty now in the 8th and 9th innings. And Dombrowski should have been gone. You can't re-sign Aaron Nola. You knew he was done 3 years ago, and they give him a huge amount of money. Like I said, the bullpen's been ludicrous for 5 years now, and you're still rolling back those same guys. And now you don't have anything coming up, and you're telling me you don't have another catcher in AAA that can do anything more than this poor kid can? It's embarrassing.
And yet, still part of me believes that they'll come back with the division. They do this every year.
I don't know.
Atlanta looks really good, and now the Phillies got to play Chicago, and they're going to lose again today, and then they got to go on the road to Atlanta. If Atlanta sweeps that series, I just can't. Like you said, Ernest, I know it's April and it's ridiculous to say this, but you're talking about being 10, 12 games out already.
But I like Sal Stort. Sal Stort's one of my guys. Sal Stort plays a bunch of different positions for the Cincinnati
I ain't
Reds.
picking anybody named Sal for any sports feat ever.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we know
That's
some
just-
Sals.
Like, name the best Sal.
God, you are mean, bro.
No, let's be serious
You are
here.
mean.
Let's be
Yeah.
serious here, real quick.
Okay. Name the
The
best,
best
Sal.
Sal sports person ever.
There's not a lot of big Sal names, that's for sure.
Like, wasn't there maybe a boxer? Maybe.
Sals do movies and TV shows. They
And-
don't-
and
they
math.
don't- They're more entertainers.
Yeah.
and
athletes.
mutuals.
and Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what they
is
do.
it Sal?
I don't think there's any Sal at all.
Good. Yeah, you could get high-ranking. All the maid guys are called Sal.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But yeah, sports.
Yeah, I'm
it's not a
surprised.
thing.
You can be a sports writer. You can be a commentator.
Like
a
nobody
broadcaster.
comes into work and be like, man, did you see the job Sal did last night in the thing in
Did you
it
see
lit
that
up the
dunk that
scoreboard?
Sal had?
Yeah, it's not a thing. Think about that for a second.
Man, when Sal
This is-
scored that
you
touchdown,
talk about
did you
things
see
Much
that
I
are
want to say
enlightening.
Noah, he's correct on this. Actually, you
Right.
don't ever hear that in sports ever.
Sal.
In any sport.
Hey, if you guys can figure out
The best Sal
great
ever.
athlete
If
named
anybody could
Sal.
come up with a Sal,
that wasn't on The Sopranos.
this is the best segment we've ever had on this show.
I'm
let's put up mine
real
now.
All right,
quick,
let's
look,
see yours.
I'm not a Laker fan. No, wait.
Look at
LeBron
yours. Larry,
Yeah.
that hair would have been a nightmare to chisel. You almost got to
Yeah.
keep that off. You
No,
got to
I
have
mean,
guys
that's the
with
thing.
either bald or
Yeah.
like LeBron's hair
Yeah,
receding
when they
hairline.
chiseled this,
That's-
it took them a long
Let me ask
time
you
to
this:
do.
so why not Magic to the Bird?
Well, here's
Magic beat him twice.
Here's
in the
what I looked
Okay.
at when I looked at the greatest of all time. I looked at 4 players that could play at any generation and that could dominate at any generation. You could go a long list of players that could have played today. It could have played back in the 90s and back in the 80s and back in the 70s. I feel like Larry Bird always comes up on the show as like an older version of like a Jokic. And obviously MJ, that's guaranteed. LeBron, I don't usually give him his flowers just for the simple fact that I'm a big Michael Jordan fan, and I hate to admit
Why can't
that
you just do both? Why
LeBron
can't
should
you like
be
both?
up there. Yeah, no,
you're allowed to. You know that, right?
no,
It's
we're
permission to.
allowed. But, I'll never take away the winning spirit of Kobe Bryant. I think he is honestly top 2. I think it's Jordan and Kobe.
Really?
But I put Bird in there because
Okay.
influential-wise, I think play-wise, I don't think people realize how good Larry Bird was until now when you hear his name come up on podcasts constantly.
I'm gonna say this though, to your point with the Bird thing. Like it's not my Mount Rushmore, obviously, but I will say the crop you've seen. You mentioned Jokic, of course, even Luka. The crop of players you've seen in the last like 10 years from Europe is kind of revitalizing that whole Larry Bird. Like, oh wow, we had that before back in the day. So yeah, to your point, I can see the argument for Bird.
Yeah, that's my Mount Rushmore.
All right.
And let's see the real Mount Rushmore. We have a
do you
picture of
got?
that too. There
Oh
it is,
my
right
God! No way!
So
I got some big cheeks
they.
there. What's your hair? What's your
not
hairline,
your
bro?
nose.
Right. Well,
What's
yours
your
is-
hairline,
Like I
Noah?
said, yours is early. Yours is easy to carve. You just get out
exactly.
the flat chisel and you just go straight through it. But that's amazing. Pat looks way too serious.
Oh
and-
my God!
And this might be a little bit futuristic. I mean, he looks weathered, like the stone is weathered in that one. I think
I'm
that's
sorry,
not fair to
Pat
him.
looks presidential.
Right.
He
Oh,
does.
he
He
does.
He does look
Yeah,
presidential.
he
He looks
looks
like a
on there,
president in that
so-
one.
Yeah, my phone, as soon as we get off the show, is going to blow up and be like, who the heck
Like,
did that thing?
Whoever carved this is
Yeah.
a magician.
Me and Mike look so high right now, dude.
No, I am. I was really high on that mountain right
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
Yeah, like everybody, like
Altitude.
You see, here and look how serious. Like I'm serious.
Oh,
and
God,
like, 'cause
that-
winners are
that's the
serious,
picture
like,
that
all the way to
upsets me
left
the
is So
most.
serious. I'm like, I literally look like a president of the United States.
With the
and then you
hairline.
have, you guys are nonchalant, and then there's Pat again, all serious and a matter of fact.
I love when people look away when they're getting their picture taken.
You should.
too.
You should.
That's
No,
the
honestly,
way-
you should.
Mount Rushmore shouldn't be staring you in the face.
Man.
It should be looking off to the side.
I knew you'd be on the far end too. You couldn't
That's
put
weird.
yourself in the
I
middle.
can't
That is hysterical.
control what AI feels is the best way to represent
champions.
the Mount Rushmore of
You
sportscasters.
could have the beards in the middle or the ends,
No,
but the
this
champion
is-
has
yeah.
to be on the far
You're
right.
actually rubbing cheeks with Ernest there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, we're really close. Yeah.
you should do that.
Noah, we have the same anniversary. You have
Right.
kids, same birthdays.
Yeah. And now you share the same cheek.
Hey, he's resting his face on your shoulder right now. So. The Eagles stalled the Chiefs' late comeback in a Super Bowl rematch, winning 20-17. They utilized the tush push, as many people have now said that is the only reason they won the game. How are we feeling about this, Pat?
I don't know if that's the only reason they won the game. They've used that, obviously, for the last few years, and teams can't stop it. I think what's happening with that, though, now is that there seems to be a focus on some of the guards or tackles are moving just a little bit quickly, and the refs aren't seeing it or not being able to call it because it's moving. So I still don't even know if that matters. If just having that couple inches head start really matters. The Eagles have figured out how to use this particular play, getting unbelievable. Like the Chiefs know what they do. Like they practice. You can see that they practiced it. They're trying to get super low, but the Eagles guys are just stronger, and that's why I don't like the play myself because the Steelers can't run it. So I don't like it. Yeah. But what I do have an appreciation for teams that can run it. And other teams that can't stop it. I just go back to it's a man-on-man game. If you can't get low enough and get the leverage and get under their guys to stop that, then they're going to keep converting it. So I do think they'll probably outlaw this after this year.
You think so?
Just because I think there's enough crying around the rest of the league that they can't stop it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a play that, figure out a way to stop it. No one can yet.
I think we covered this early in the year when they had the vote. It barely passed, right, Pat? If I'm
Yeah,
mistaken?
I think by two
And
votes.
I think we both said that
That's
by
a vote,
next year, the year
right.
after that, it's going to get turned over at some point, man. It works because of the quarterback. Jalen Hurts is a strong guy. I don't know how much how much he benches. A ton, like 600 pounds, I think. Something like that. Yeah. So that's why it works.
Squats.
It can't work with Daniel Jones. It'll work with Jalen Hurts. But all this talk also for the Eagles now, they're 2-0 out the gate, but they haven't looked great against Dallas, and then they haven't looked great against KC. Do you understand that Dallas is a divisional opponent? Those teams hate each other. The Chiefs were literally back-to-back champions in the Super Bowl last year. Like, stop the panic. Yeah. They're going to be okay. They'll have a get-right game against the Rams this week.
Yeah, I prepared a little statement. This is the last thing.
Here we go.
Last thing I'm going to say on
He's
this
not
topic.
lying either.
I got last thing I'm going to say. My fellow football fans.
Oh, no.
The tush push was
music.
voted in. The process was fair. The outcome was clear, and yet some still complain. But to complain about the tush push is to complain about our democracy. Our nation was built on life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and sometimes happiness looks like a quarterback being shoved across the line on 4th and 1. Football, like democracy, must remain of the fans, by the fans, and for the fans. Democracy only survives when we respect the vote, even when your team is getting pushed up and down the field.
How long is this going?
And on Sundays,
I feel like I should stand up.
and on Sundays, it survives when we respect the pile. Because this isn't just about gaining a yard, it's about democracy itself.
Amen.
Respect the pile.
God bless United States of America.
Oh, wow. That was beautiful.
That was inspiring.
No, that was.
The ChatGPT.
And I will not speak on this again.
Let me ask a question.
It's voted in.
Did
Figure it out. Either do it or don't do it.
Did ChatGPT
You took a week off from work to come up with that speech. That's what Bunner says. Respect the pile. Oh, man.
I'm openly weeping.
This is great.
Thank you.
Good job, Noah.
That was
I'm impressed.
absolutely amazing, Noah. The Braves actually beat Cleveland in the World Series. I want to say this is back in the mid-'90s.
95.
And, 95.
Forgettable series.
Yeah,
for record.
Kenny Lofton was naming off the roster of the Indians that year. You had Tomey, you had Baerga, you had Albert Bell, and he said that might be the best baseball team to not win a championship. I'm going to put this
I actually agree with him.
all sports. What sports team of any sport
gonna
was
homer
the
it.
best one to not win a championship?
Well, I'll go baseball, and this is going old school. If you go back, and this guy just passed away, Bill Mazeroski from the Pirates. So this is 1960. If you look at that series, it went 7 games. The 3 games that the Pirates lost in that series, they got creamed. Like it was like 13-1 in the other 3 games, and the Yankees had, I think, Mickey Mantle and all these. They had a huge lineup. Now the Pirates had good players too, obviously, but I think that was one team, probably that Yankee team. We'll say that they shouldn't have lost that World Series because they were a lot better, not just in Pittsburgh, than almost anybody else in baseball during that year. Football, you could probably go to I'm going to say I think it was 1990, San Francisco 49ers. They got beat by the Giants on field goals. That was, I think, Joe Montana's last year with them or next to last year with them. That team was really, I think they were 14-2 or something ridiculous.
The Niners?
The Lawrence Taylor had an unbelievable game. It was in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, that's
Matt Barr kicked
Matt
like
Barr.
five field goals and they won. What's his name had a fumble
Roger Craig.
when they were basically trying to run out the clock.
I love that game.
That game to me. Now then you can correlate that and say the Buffalo Bills should not have lost that first Super Bowl either. But I would say that 49er team was they were going for their 3rd straight
And they probably would've got
Super
it.
Bowl and probably would have got it if they went there. So that probably in football.
Darn, we got in the way of that. Sorry.
Basketball to me, now see, I always go back to my Sixers in the late 70s and early. They lost to Portland in '77. Yeah, I mean, Dr. J was at the height of his game, and they won the first 2 games of the series for God's sakes, and then blow that series. Now they're not the best team of all time or anything like that. They shouldn't have lost that. And then in hockey's a tough one. There were a lot of great teams like with Edmonton and the Islanders who beat teams that were really good. But I don't know. I can't. I have to think of one on hockey. But that's a tough question. There's a lot of really really good teams that should have won and just again, that's what happens in sports. That's why we like it. Some weird collection of things happen. A guy fumbles when he shouldn't fumble, and all of a sudden you lose a game with a team that is clearly better than another team, and like the Giants beating the Patriots in the
my homer pick?
The
That's
19
your homer pick.
the
Go ahead.
19-0 team. I mean, obviously New England's really really good, and Eli Manning throws the ball up and
Yeah, it lands on some guy's holding against his helmet, and they win the Super
The
Bowl.
Giants are so good at rooting legacies like that. I love it. It's a thing we have. It's kind of cool. The Niners. That Niner pick was actually a great one because that Niner team.
Sully's distraught up there as we're.
That Niner team. That was the first year George Seifert actually was coach. Not Bill Walsh was the year before that. Well, 2 years before that rather, because he coached the second Super Bowl team. I initially didn't have the Giants, the Pats on my list. So I was going to ask you that. 98 Vikings for me is actually one. 15-1, Randall Cunningham, dominant team. And then Morton Anderson Gary Anderson decides to miss his first field goal of the year in the worst moment ever.
Who was the quarterback for Atlanta? What was his name? Chandler?
Chris Chandler.
Chris Chandler.
Chris Chandler.
Has a game of his life.
He was a solid quarterback, though. He was pretty solid in Atlanta.
No, he was good, but has a game of his life in that game, and then they go to the Super. Any team that has a game like that, and then goes to the Super Bowl and gets crushed, you're just like, okay, yeah, that was just a freak. Like again, what we're talking about in sports,
right?
Baseball like last year.
Yeah. Baseball for me in the 94 Expos. They didn't have a chance to win because of the strike.
The strike year.
The strike year.
Yeah,
Pedro.
Watch that documentary
really
by the way on the Expos on Netflix. It's really
amazing.
really good. In NBA, this is kind of easy, and the easy answer is the Warriors in 16 against the Cavs. But I'm gonna scratch that one off the list.
I got better.
I want better than that. 93 Suns.
Okay.
That team was sick.
my man.
Those
That
are
was
the
Charles'
years
first
I
year.
was
Charles'
at.
MVP year. If you know basketball, that's a loaded roster. Kevin Johnson was in his prime.
Yeah.
Dan Moore was in his prime.
Going against the Bulls, though.
And by the way, that was a Bulls team diminished at that point. The Bulls team that was tired as hell. That should have lost to New York in the round before that. And then Jordan, you want to talk about Michael Jordan's peak? Those 2.5 weeks between Game 3 of the conference finals against the Knicks through the NBA Finals was his absolute peak of his career. He was so dominant. From Game 3 in the conference finals against the Knicks through Game 6 against the Suns. Unbelievable 2 weeks I've ever seen in my life.
All right, so I got the Patriots blowing that game, and that one hit me pretty hard. That one hurt.
It was even more fun. I watched it with him.
That one hurt. That hurt a lot,
Best.
actually.
Because he was talking crap the entire game until the end of the game.
Yeah, 16-0 regular season. The 2001 Mariners, 116 wins. Ichiro
That's a good one.
MVP.
Wow. That's a good one.
And they lost to the Yankees. And here's a good one. All right, so imagine a team with Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, Gary Payton. Derek
Fisher?
Derek Fisher and Rick Fox. 2004 Lakers lost to the Pistons in 2004. On paper, that might be one of the worst ever.
Yeah.
All right, so we talk about life being a simulation sometimes. You got to hear the stories real quick. All right, so I'm sitting down at dinner last night. And it's me, my wife, and my daughter. We had this great meal she made. Anyway, that's not the point. I got to stick to the story. So my kid, towards the end of dinner, she looks at me and she says, I got to tell you guys something. I was like, okay. She's like, wait till you hear this.
Oh, no.
She's like, I have a boyfriend. I was like, you have a boyfriend?
What?
Okay. She's
You allow
17.
that?
She's going to be 18 in 2 months. Okay. Wait, listen. It gets better. She says, okay, and we want to know about him. Who's this guy? His name's Blake. What's up, Blake? I know you're watching now.
Balake?
Yeah, Balake.
Balake,
So, wait,
yes!
So, wait, it gets better. Where's he from? He's from Kansas City.
What?
He's a diehard Chiefs fan.
Oh,
She
my God.
waits until the week
Did you throw
of
up
that
your
the
dinner?
Eagles
Did
are
you
so
throw up?
She dates winners.
Wait,
Cool.
so
Not
wait,
bad.
so she throws this out there at dinner on the week of the game, saying that I'm dating Blake from Kansas City.
amazing. I love it.
Like, what is this? How can
I
this
like
even be
Blake
a thing?
now.
It's bizarre. So me and Blake, we're right at the gate. We have beef now because we won. We beat him in a Super Bowl. We beat you, Blake. We beat him in a Super Bowl, and now we have a rematch this week. And she's trying to introduce me to maybe my future son-in-law on this
Already?
week. I take the Eagles in a runaway. That's it. It's bizarre. Like, how can that even be my reality? Like a diehard Chiefs fan. Help
Wait till
me.
she starts painting her face red, Noah. Wait till she starts painting her face.
Love it.
Yeah.
And I hope it happens,
Oh,
Pat.
God.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you.
I being a new found fan of Blake, I'm taking Kansas
Blake, we love
City
you, man.
Get him, Blake.
Unfortunately, that you will lose. The Eagles will win this game this
I
week.
was taking Kansas City out of spite anyway, but
no.
now
I
I like
love
this
it.
Blake kid.
Yes.
I'm taking Kansas City.
Wait,
Michael. Rue it.
we really got to talk more. He literally named his kid Eli
Yeah.
after the quarterback for the Giants.
The
You-
two-time Super Bowl champion quarterback for the
You
record.
name your pet like Eli or something. You don't name
No,
your
I named
kid
my dog OC, actually.
like
The first time
Rest
I
in
met his
peace,
kid,
obviously.
I was
that's
like,
weird.
I bet you that's the only kid named after Eli Apple.
That's not a thing. It's
Stop
just not
it.
a thing. You don't do this. I don't know how the wife let this slide through. That's just bizarre.
No, maybe he didn't tell her what it was.
It's an E name. It's tradition of
Well,
my
I
family.
got a son named Dalton that's not named after anything
Dalton
but the
Kincaid?
guy from Roadhouse.
Oh, it was a Duncan Kincaid. I'm
You know,
sorry.
it's straight up Roadhouse. Now I'm going to move it on to
Oh, but
a.
Haley was named after like a Dave Matthews song.
Oh God.
Okay,
was
so
my
it makes
fault.
it
Can you
better.
change it?
It makes it better.
Her middle name at least. Anyway, let's go.
Change it to one of the songs you like now, so it'll be like. Okay, now let's move on. Detroit at Los Angeles. Los Angeles favored by 5.5.
John Madden said it. John Madden only coached 10 years. He said after 10 years, you're the motivation, the speeches, all that, it's just
Right.
the same thing. I mean, it just – I'm not going to even try to equate this to coaching. I taught for 3 years. I taught college for 3 years.
Oh.
And after about the second year, I'm like, I'm saying the same thing every day. I'm saying the same thing. Now, it's a different group of kids, but
Yeah.
I'm like, this is getting boring. Like, how do I stay motivated to do it? I don't understand how coaches that are in this for 10 plus years, how they feel like, I'm going to give up. I'm going to get up there and give them the speech of, we've got to be resilient. You guys have to stick together. We're going to. I'm like, at some point, you're just like, I'm saying the exact same thing over and over again. I need as a coach something new, some new environment, to motivate myself. So I just think that's human nature. It's just a natural thing to be, wanting to move somewhere else at some point and to hope that there's some different results. So I don't know. It's very odd to me that guys want to coach more than 10 years at one place.
Makes you appreciate Bill Belichick, I guess, a little bit, and guys like Eric Spoelstra and those their teams for being there as long as they have and still finding ways to stay relevant and find ways to keep the team motivated. I do think, if anything, Mike Tomlin, had they lost the game on Sunday, he might have probably gotten one more reprieve, but that'd be a very hot seat going into next year. I think it's hard because I was talking to John Bunner before we came on the air, and he's a Steelers fan, and he's one of those Tomlin, fire guys, and I get it. I'm not knocking you guys about that.
Is he back on?
He's still on fire and Tomlin. He's still on fire. The thing is though, it's hard because like with Harbaugh, he's had a top 2 or 3 quarterback in the league for the last couple of years now. Whereas Mike Tomlin, post Big Ben, has had the corpus of Russell Wilson. Justice Fields stinks, obviously. Mason Rudolph, and of course Aaron
Mitch
Rodgers.
Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh, yeah.
And somehow, some way, in the toughest division in the last 15, 20 years, He's winning 9-10 games a year. That has to count for something. I get the frustration. I'm not saying it's wrong, but again, I piece you guys, Steelers fans. I'm a Giants fan. Okay, we're doing the same thing here right now. Currently, I hate it. Okay, I hate it. So, I mean, I'd rather be where you're at, being in the conversation, trying to get somewhere, than being in the bottom feeder and the season's ending before by Labor Day.
Yeah, I just appreciate Mike Tomlin not getting fired because I know Sirianni, he's very animated, and Mike Tomlin at the end of that game where he's pounding his chest and then blowing a kiss to that. Yeah,
that's a bunner, by the way.
That's a new standard. That's a new standard for a coach level of hype, and yeah, that takes a little pressure off the guy in Eastern Pennsylvania there. And then Ernest has one of his minions there calling for Harbaugh to go to the Giants. This is obviously a new viewer with a Dart fan.
To be honest, yes, I'll take Harbaugh, but I really want.
You would take Harbaugh in a second.
No, I would, but honestly,
what team wouldn't take Harbaugh?
Honestly, I'm not lying. I really want Stefanski. I really do. I've been saying for 2 months, I want that guy.
Harbaugh can have any job he wants.
Absolutely.
Right now. He can have any job.
How do we feel about the Olympics now?
What did I say? I don't even remember.
Why is Pat catching strays for it? It's not.
You know what?
About the Olympics?
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
It does suck. It's horrible.
Double down, baby. Double down.
Now, I'll give you the woman with the multicolored hair who won the figure skating. Alicia, whatever her name is. All right, I'll give you that one. That's one. And these two hockey games, the women and the men are singular events. Like they're not really. I would say if you want to attach them to the Olympics, all right, but they're not like a guy winning multiple golds over some kind of a skating or skiing or something like that. These Olympics to me were horrendous. Like and that's not necessarily on the athletes themselves. I thought the packaging job done by who did this? NBC was horrendous. These were so boring. If you turned this on in prime time, and I know stuff was tape delayed, but there was just no level of interest in anything that I was watching. And I tried. I would turn it on every night. So yeah, if you want to say it's spoiled like milk, then if you want to be rose-colored glasses and be like, this was great. I love the U.S. came in second in medals and blah blah blah. Did you watch any of this legitimately, or are you just going to be Sally Sunshine and be like, I don't care. This was great. No, it wasn't. It was terrible. Nothing there's no singular defining event except for the hockey game that you can say, that was great. This was great. This guy did an unbelievable jump or something. There was none of that. So, all right, if that's your measuring stick, then you're easy to please, I guess. But me, I want to see guys setting world records in these things.
There you go.
Yes.
Were there any? I don't know because NBC didn't mention it if that happened. I stand by my take.
I love the authenticity,
I
authenticity of
that.
this. It's great.
I have so much respect for that. It's Wednesday morning. It's 10 a.m. You know what that means. It's PBKC Picks. Live right here at Palm Beach Kennel Club. My name is Mike Jameson. To my left is Ernest Christian. He deals poker here, does Million Podcast. To my right is a newcomer to the show. This is the paper bag man. He's a fan of a team that's not doing so well.
It's a Titans fan.
How we doing, guys?
Yeah. Newcomer to the show. It's we're so happy to have him here today. He seems like he's not in the best mood today. We're just happy that he's on the show at all.
Yeah, it's really great to be here.
It's like when they lose, he doesn't show up. But
I couldn't wait to be here.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this show.
The funny thing is what's written on the thing. It's
funny.
That's his exact face.
Right.
Oh,
darn.
That's actually a little happier than I am right now, that face on there, right.
Yeah, you didn't have a happy Thanksgiving, and then the day after Thanksgiving wasn't happy either.
So we started on Sunday, and I had a 6-day stretch of full unhappiness as a football NFL fan.
Yeah.
And I know I bring all the energy and positivity. I don't know where I'm going to channel that moving forward right now.
Can you breathe?
I don't feel like I can. Not the way they're playing. No, like not the way the Eagles are playing.
When he asked me for a paper bag this morning, the first thing I thought was give him a plastic bag.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
But then he'd be laying on the ground here.
Right. Well, something I could puke in also while I watch the Eagles games recently. Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But I don't know. We move on. All right, I'm done with that.
there he
All
is.
right,
Look,
here's the deal.
You know what? You know what? Enough of this nonsense. We're still the world champs. And we're going to prove that we're the world champs. And everybody has a little adversity. And what do they say? They iron sharpens. What do they say? Like
that's not a saying.
there's some stuff there.
I don't
They
know
say.
So Noah's team has 8 wins this year, right? They're 8-4 now. The rest of the panel here, including our producer, have a combined 7 wins this year so far. What are you crying about?
Yeah, but we all
Because we have
expect it to be
different
bad.
standards. Okay, so there's different standards in life, right? So you carry yourself like you have
Oh
a
God,
standard.
I know where this is going.
Like some people have lower standards for themselves and their football team than other people. My standards are way high in what I expect of myself and my life and my football team. And when somebody's underperforming there, yeah, there's
I feel that.
Yeah.
Eagles
now,
are
now
champs. Yep.
if you knew what winning was like,
Oh, geez, here we go.
then you would know how it feels to be me right now.
I
When you
mean-
lose a couple,
I did
you're
years
already
ago.
you're like the Stockholm syndrome thing. You're just used to losing, so you're just
Well,
like,
now
this
I
is my
am.
life now. We're
Yeah.
just losers.
But
as
20
fans.
years ago when you hired me, man, we were winning Super Bowl left and right. So whatever it is, what it is.
That's a long.
we-
It's what have you done for me lately?
we didn't have a podcast back then either, but
Yeah, everybody's so creative when
Yeah.
it comes to my demise.
Yeah.
Like everybody, literally.
You asked for it, buddy.
I think they had another one. They had a crying we had a crying Noah emoji thing.
Yeah, we had
and, like,
everything.
Yeah, so thanks.
ChatGPT is not your friend, Noah. It used to be, but not anymore. Oh, there we are.
So
And they're only 2
this
games
is-
back.
Yeah, everybody has something to say. Like like you guys on the show with me. You guys, you hate me because you ain't me.
What?
I
says we
feel
hate
that
you?
way.
Who says we hate you?
And then the same thing with the Eagles. Oh, your team stinks. So, well, we got nothing to root for. Let's just
Do you need a
root
hug?
against the Eagles.
No, do you need a hug right now?
No, not from you. Not from you.
Okay.
Not from you.
Yeah, because we're not used to winning, Ernest.
Whatever. Just get over it. I saw what you even put to open the show. Just let's do this thing.
Here's the bottom line. Well, we'll
Okay.
get to them in a second.
Yeah,
I got some thoughts on the Eagles right now.
I bet you do.
Okay. Now let's pat Noah on the back. He has 3
He did.
major sports
Right.
wins
So the
in a row.
Eagles, the Gators, and then the Masters.
So the NBA, who do you got in the NBA?
I said the Thunder. I have the Thunder.
the
So,
Thunder.
all right, you heard it here. Get
You
it
did,
in
you
now.
did. Right.
Is he is
Oh,
Noah Carbone?
there it
Oh,
is.
come on. Are you serious?
Hey,
Oh,
look.
God.
That's it. You see, this is the stuff I'm here for.
See, this
So,
is
yeah.
this is Jake's best work.
Yeah, you
want
want to know
Jake,
champions?
that's great.
Talk to a champion if you want to know who's the champions are.
Noah got his crown. He's going to borrow.
Oh,
I
my
need a belt. I need a belt
God.
too.
He's going to go downstairs and borrow Willie's.
No,
green
I'm not
jacket,
going to take
too.
anything away. Obviously, it's an accomplishment to pick these winners.
Yeah.
But let's just say you weren't picking the Tennessee Titans
Exactly.
to
That's what I'm
win.
saying.
They won.
Everybody bet
You
Rory
weren't-
this last week. Everybody.
Right, but everybody else had the opportunity to pick the favorites too, I guess.
I picked
right?
Reed,
Yeah,
actually. I
guess,
did Kepka,
guess.
actually.
Okay, congratulations to Noah. This is
Thanks,
the last
Mike.
we're going to talk about
Yeah.
this until and now I got to root against the Thunder. But if the Thunder win,
Don't do that,
The
Mike.
crown's
I'll
coming
give them
back.
that. I'll give them the Thunder just because they haven't won, even though they're the best team.
Correct.
And they haven't won. That's a big thing. Just with Rory, I'll give you credit on it because he hasn't won the Masters, so that's a big thing to overcome. Eagles and Florida.
I
I'm
can
not
only
giving
pick
you
what they
much
put in
credit.
front of me.
I know that, but what I'm saying is, so can 1,000 other people on that one. No, what's your odds, future odds of getting married again? I want to.
Oh, it's all right. We are talking
10
the
to 1?
longest shot. No, we're I don't even know. All bets are off. The bookie is not
It's
taking
off.
bets
It's-
on that.
they
It's
take it
off.
off?
The bets are off.
It's too.
Put
It's
it this
too
way.
high.
It's
You
off.
got a better
Oh, my
shot.
God.
It is
married.
off the board. You can't get any
Browns
money
have
down
better-
on it. You
the
cannot
Browns
get it
have
on
better
it.
shot win the Super Bowl than you
Yeah,
get married again.
that
I
would
think.
feed small countries
that
if
way.
that ever hit.
I want to take some. I'm putting money on it. He's going to do it again. He will find love again. You mark my words. Mark this down.
He'll find
Write it
love.
down.
He
He'll
will
find
find-
love and
That doesn't
as
mean
a
it needs to
girlfriend
be
and a
married.
fiance, but
it'll
no
be too
marriage.
strong. It'll be too strong.
The bet's a
He'll
marriage,
want the
though.
commitment.
This show is over.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
If Jordan played on
Yeah.
LeBron's
Oh.
finals teams, how many rings would he have won? This question
10.
flipped the script. Last week it was if LeBron was on those 90s Bulls teams, how many of those 6 championships that Jordan had would LeBron have won? A lot of the answers were 0. A lot of them were 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And now I'm flipping that one to say if Jordan played on some of LeBron's
10.
finals teams, how many rings
ridiculous
would
answer.
he have won?
why?
Because you need context, of course, with this stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
You said LeBron's
Go ahead.
teams. Okay, so LeBron played what, 10 finals?
Yeah.
Okay.
10.
So here are the finals based on the roster the Cavs / Heat / Lakers had versus who they played in the finals, who I thought they lost to. He lost 2007 to the Spurs. No offense, the Spurs team was way better than what the Cavs had coming into that finals. Okay.
Understandable. Cavs fan shaking his head over there on the side.
Yeah.
No, I didn't
okay.
mean
Sorry, Jake. It is what it is. They were lost in 2014 to the Spurs. That Spurs team was driven by revenge. They were just on a low level with Kawhi, everything else. They were on a level. They lost to the 2017 Warriors with Kevin Durant.
Okay.
It is what it is. 18 as well to Kevin Durant because the Cavs roster actually got worse the year after that with Kyrie going to Boston. Okay. Yeah, 4. He lost 4 finals. He still would have won 6 of the 10. 6-4, 6-0.
So this question brought up, and we always get into this debate the greatest of all time, Jordan or LeBron.
And we all agree Jordan's number 1, so we all agree on that.
So the biggest thing that separates the two is the clutchness and the ability to win the big games, and that's where I know I'm busting on Wemby a little bit, but that there is a portion of this whole entire thing of winning championships, being able to convert when it matters, and if you're not able to convert when it matters, and Jordan is the best all time at that.
And you agree, and I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But the thing is also too, you got to be in position to do those things because, and your team has to be good enough to be in position to do those things. And
he'll put him there because he makes those shots.
But my thing is, though, their teams were not good enough. Those teams I mentioned only because the fact that those teams are either not good enough or the opponents they're playing or just.
So you're saying
far
Jordan
superior.
couldn't carry him?
No. Not these teams.
Wow.
Jordan
Okay.
would have made these guys better.
So
I think
because by that logic, Jordan should have won his first title in 87, 86, right?
Jordan would
He
have
didn't do
7.
that.
Jordan would have at least 7 titles right now.
I'm not saying by Noah's logic, why did Jordan take 7 years to win his first title?
Yeah.
Because the teams were not good enough. It wasn't because Jordan was bad. Jordan won that because of 6-0.
Because Jordan leveled up in the first 7 years, and then
Yeah.
he turned into
Well,
Jordan.
The bad boy Pistons, all that
right,
other stuff.
so there's a process here. Those teams were not good enough
okay,
to be
the
as
process is over for LeBron. This is done already. Jordan's the best.
Well, we agree. Well, that's we agree to that. But my thing is when we start saying Jordan is the greatest of all time because he's 6-0, that's the laziest reason to use. There's more reasons why Jordan is number 1 over LeBron than not using 6-0. There's other things. You know what I'm saying?
Warlord says Wemby year 3, Jordan year 7. So
Good luck.
To the finals, and Bron year 4. But that doesn't matter. Look, Wemby's early. We'll wait this process. I mean, let's stop.
He's knocking on the door, and he's going to win some
He
championships.
has character.
Next year he will.
Are we not going to talk about his character
Probably.
issues? He's like karate
I
kicking
love
out there.
it.
He's doing flying shin kicks.
Okay, which I agree with, but here's the thing.
What?
You've all people Noah.
Not
okay?
dirty.
Hypocrite.
I've
Hypocrite.
never been
Hypocrite.
dirty.
Oh,
Honest.
I miss the old NBA. These guys are
I've
wimps.
never-
You have a guy like Wemby who's literally a throwback, and you complain about that?
Put the bass in your
Ernest
voice
is
away
yelling
for a
again.
second. Yeah, he brought out the bass all of a sudden. I never played dirty, Ernest. I played within the rules, but extreme side. Wemby's coming in with
You're a
flying
Knicks
karate
fan.
kicks.
You can't sit there and say this on this podcast. You're a Knicks fan. You
never-
worship the 90s Knicks.
I've never intentionally tried to injure somebody ever.
Allegedly.
Ever.
ChatGPT says 6.
He says 6.
And how much did I say?
See, ChatGPT's
I
not
said 6,
always
right?
Yeah.
I guess
It's-
I'm
it's-
ChatGPT
seven.
apparently now. There you go.
ChatGPT's still learning things. Well, I'll get it straight.
Fix that algorithm, bro.
I'm actually good friends with somebody who works on the algorithm for this stuff, and we'll get that
you know
addressed.
everybody, don't you?
I said 6, and
Oh.
Jeffy said 6.
I'm literally not kidding.
Point
Go ahead.
proven.
Tom Brady made a special appearance and kind of crashed the Kevin Hart roast to kind of get payback. He was the last roast on Netflix last year or the year before. Out of all the athletes out there, Pat, and there's a bunch of them. You can name some of them that are still on TV. Or some of them that aren't. Who are the funniest athletes of all time to you?
I really tried hard to think about this. I went through, all the baseball, basketball, football, hockey. The guy that stands out for me, and a lot of times he's not even trying to be super funny. I think he is, and that's Charles Barkley. Barkley to me is the funniest guy, and sometimes he's not even trying to be funny. He's just funny.
That's the beauty.
Shaq is funny too in another way. But I was really racking my brain. I'm like, give me a baseball guy like Bob Uecker, but he's not really. He was a player, but he got funny because of Major League and other things that Miller Lite beer commercials and stuff like that. But I was really racking my brain. I'm like, give me like anybody else like in football that's like super funny, and I couldn't think of many guys. So it was a good question, but you would think there'd be a lot of guys that would really be funny, and I don't know. I just couldn't come up with a ton of guys.
No, you nailed it, number one. That was my answer because to me, he's funny. Charlie was one of my idols for the record, okay?
Me too. I love him.
I've been loving this guy since I was a child, okay? Like, the bald head is because of him. That started at a young age because of him. He's funny because he's authentic. He's not putting up a show. What you see Charles Barkley is who he's been since we saw him in college at Auburn, going to the NBA. He's the same guy in his 60s. He does not change whatsoever. So Barkley's the easy answer. For me, to me, it's Eli Manning. Because Eli, because again, like Barkley in a sense, but
I'll give you Eli and Peyton. I think
right,
both of them are funny.
right. But again, to the point, they're not trying hard. Eli just trolls, like him and Brady trolling each other, for example, but with the rings and stuff. Like he's not trying hard. It just happens to fall in his lap and just it's one of those things where like it's almost like adorable, like I want to call it. Like it's really naturally funny, but not trying. He's not a try hard. So to mine, it's Eli. Charles is like in a case by himself somewhere. Don't touch him because Charles is Charles. But Eli Manning is my pick for that.
Yeah, for when baseball, when they were playing, you got guys like Miguel Cabrera who always seemed to have a good time and kind of poke at the other players. Vernon Maxwell is one of my favorite podcasts.
Oh,
guys.
yes, that's a great one.
If you ever catch a podcast with Vernon Maxwell,
stories
to me,
galore.
It is must-watch TV. Blake Griffin, who was also on one of the roasts a while back, he is pretty hilarious. Charles Barkley, obviously, is at the top of the game because if you ever hear him talk about the women of San Antonio, oh man, like him and Shaq going at it, and everybody starting Charles up. But there's a lot of funny athletes. You could even include Pat McAfee in there, who actually had a stand-up tour before he became all famous.
By the way,
podcast.
You mentioned Vernon Maxwell, which I love. Mad respect for you for mentioning Mad Max.
Yeah.
His stories about Utah, playing in Utah year to year, gold. Gold, I'm telling you.
Yeah, watch the video of when Vernon Maxwell tells the story of when Hakeem Olajuwon at halftime slapped him across the face. One of the greatest stories I've ever heard in NBA history.
So good, man, so good.
But if you have any funny, athletes or former athletes, go ahead and comment in. Are we going to win the Stanley Cup this year?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Look, I know last year didn't really work out. I mean, look, you can call it this. They were hungover. That's probably what it was. It probably took a physical and mental toll. When Barkov did get hurt, I was having a little bad feeling about this. But now, like this year, I'm just like hoping, like Barkov, like stay healthy, like protect him, like please, like we can't lose him. I really think I do believe in this team actually, and look, you got to believe in their general manager Bill Zito. Like Bill Zito's making like all these magic touches. Like he's like I don't know how to say. He's like Jonah Hill and Brad Pitt from Moneyball.
Yeah,
it's true.
Like he's good at like probably reading equations and like reading probably, and I'm sure he's got like the technology to look at year-to-year projections. I mean, like of every year, and like he's, like so. I know like it's like okay, look, I'm sure part of the season will be like, all right, there's probably gonna be some like maybe some like ups and downs. Like maybe we're probably gonna have to give some nice warm welcomes to players that we lost, and but at the end of the day, at the end of the season, we're like, all right, come on, like we gotta like we're gonna get back in business as usual. So I actually do believe we're gonna be good. We're gonna be pretty good because if you look at the projected lineups on the Panthers, it looks pretty stacked. Like I'm looking forward to this. I did say last season, like I was trying to do this to get on TV at the Panthers last day of the season. Like I wrote down a little piece of paper on like a copy like piece of paper. Like I'm saying like, we'll be back.
Yeah.
We're going to be back.
I like it.
Yeah, I agree. You're bringing the same team back pretty much from the Stanley Cup championship team, and and healthier. I think last year was pretty simple. Yeah, hungover, yes, to some degree, but injuries matter. Yeah. Wear and tear matters. So yeah,
it's best to have injuries early in the season than like middle and late in the season. Like middle, late in the season, that's like the last thing you want.
Yeah, it's hard. Like you see teams like remember, people forget they've gone to 3 straight finals, not just win 2 in a row. The first year they went there and lost, so it's hard. This is why you don't see a lot of teams four-peat, or whatever, go 4 times in a row. Especially in basketball too, it's very hard to see that happening also too. So it's hard to sustain that.
Yeah, well,
I mean, repeats are always like they're not easy. Like they're not easy nowadays. Like, the last team to do make it to 5 straight finals was the Islanders back in the 80s.
Yeah, and that's what 40 some years ago. There you go.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. Well, thanks a lot, Patrick. We can't wait to have you back on in the very near future to talk more about the Panthers. We love that you checked in today, and we can't wait to have you back on the show. Go Cats. Have a good day, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.